Good morning. Those of you who are still coming in, I'd like to invite you to come in and find a seat. We've got a very full program this morning, and we want to get started. Did anyone here participate in one of the tours yesterday? So I'm very happy to say that we have broken with our farm conference tradition of having it dump rain on the tours. But so we actually had a dry day, but because we don't want to change things too quickly and shock anyone, we still managed to get a bus stuck in the mud. I understand that bus is due back at any moment, so if you're missing a member of your office, just keep an eye out. They should be pulling up soon. My name is Alan Moy, and I have the honor of serving as the president of the California Small Farm Conference and welcoming all of you to San Diego and the 2010 California Small Farm Conference. For each of the conferences that we put on, we choose a theme that we hope will help to inspire our conference organizers and speakers and attract the attention of likely conference participants. For this year's conference, we have chosen Sustaining Our Bounty. It should be no surprise to anyone that's in this room that California is the most productive agricultural state in the nation. More fruits and vegetables are grown in California than in any other state, and the value of California's agricultural crops, especially our specialty crops, far exceeds those of any other state. But as we began planning this conference, it seemed that so much of what has allowed our state to become successful was under siege. California is blessed with a varied climate that supports apple orchards in the Sierra foothills, succulent strawberries along the Central Coast, a wide variety of stone fruits and what seems like every vegetable imaginable in the Central Valley, and citrus and avocados in this region. But a persistent drought, even with the recent rains, has made it more challenging and more expensive for our farmers to sustain their production. Many of our state's crops also find themselves under pressure from invasive species. Light brown apple moth, Mediterranean fruit fly, and the Asian citrus psyllid all threaten various crops throughout the state. And the success of our state's farmers and their crops has been often due to the innovation of researchers and educators who have helped to develop, test, and promote new crops that not only will grow well in California, but will likely find a market here or through export. But due to the statewide budget crisis, the UC Small Farm Center that has helped to coordinate access to these resources for small farmers has been closed and its duties redirected to other centers. The California farmers still continue to innovate in the marketplace as well as in the fields. Direct marketing of crops by farmers through the farm stands and U-Picks continue in the state's agricultural areas. Since the state first passed direct marketing regulations in 1977, the number of certified farmers markets has grown from just 4 to over 500, most of which operate in our state's urban areas. Los Angeles has nearly 100 markets in that one county alone. And farmers continue to find new marketing channels through CSAs and agritourism that puts them into direct contact with their customers. But the national recession is tightening families' budgets, and with it, their buying habits, making a lot of these innovative marketing channels more risky. So in the face of what seems like so many threats, I, as I'm sure many of you do, turn for inspiration to television. And there I'm reminded of the words of one of my childhood heroes, Al Bundy, who at one point turned to his wife and said, "Peg, feed me or feed me to something. I just want to be part of the food chain." So, this phrase reminds me that we are all part of the food chain. We are essential parts that feed our nation. We have the responsibility in the face of these threats to sustain our spirit of innovation, to sustain our commitment to growing crops in the most environmentally sustainable ways possible, and to sustain our marketplaces. We have the responsibility to sustain our bounty because hungry families throughout the nation, throughout the state, and beyond are counting on us to be a part of the food chain. And over the next 2 days, this conference will give you the tools and the education that you need to continue to be a part of the food chain and sustain your bounty. As we launched the planning of this conference, we also faced the challenge of sustaining what we had built as an organization. We feared that in this economic climate, we might have to cut back the scale or the scope of the conference, but I'm very happy to say that with the very generous support of our sponsors, we've been able to sustain the conference without the need to reduce the number of workshops that we offer and without having to raise fees for any of our participants. The contributions of these sponsors have also allowed us to offer scholarships to over 100 conference participants who would not have been able to afford the conference and have helped to keep conference costs affordable for everyone. Our gold ribbon sponsors are USDA Risk Management Agency, USDA Rural Development, and USDA Farm Service Agency. Happy to say that in addition, representing FSA with us today is Ron Kelly, the new chair of the California State Committee for FSA. Our blue ribbon sponsors are Rabobank and Farm Credit, a consortium of American Ag Credit, CoBank, Farm Credit West, and U.S. Ag Bank. Our red ribbon sponsor is USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service. Our green ribbon sponsor is Nationwide Agribusiness. And our white ribbon sponsors are Certis USA, L.O. Lynch Quality Wells and Pumps, Modesto Milling, Ocean Beach Peoples Organic Food Co-op, and Westbridge Agricultural Products. Let's show all of our sponsors our appreciation for their generous contributions. As I mentioned, the generosity of our sponsors has allowed us to offer scholarships to this conference as we have in the past. You too can help to support the scholarship program in future years by bidding on silent auction items that are in the foyer to this room and by buying raffle tickets at the registration desk. Our grand prize in the raffle is a build-your-own vacation package that includes a $250 Southwest Airlines gift card and a $250 Travelocity Hotel gift card. Our second prize, which was donated by the San Diego Marriott Del Mar, is a stay at the Newport Beach Marriott and a luxury spa treatment. And our third prize is a free registration, free meals, and a 2-night stay at the Conference Hotel for next year's conference in San Jose.